Once again, a pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you back in Georgetown, Guyana. I'm doing another YouTube video here to let you know how I feel. Many of you may think that I'm a racist or I'm corrupt. You may find many other names to criticize me, and hey, that's life, that's nature, and that's a part of human civilization. I know you, the blacks of Guyana, have lost the ability or lost power in '92. And it offends a lot of the PNC members who becoming all kind of drastic in many ways. But I want to make it clear here, Guyana has 6 different people. Amerindian, the original, Portuguese, Chinese, blacks, and East Indian descendant. Now, what make I mention this? We were independent in 1966. I don't want to go back far, it was very ugly. Because the PNC coming out, Mr. Barnum came out for the PPP. And there were one PPP-B and there were one PPP-G after the breakout. But nevertheless, they were friends. But where did it put you or put the Indian or put the blacks or put anybody in Guyana when race becomes a problem in the country? What happened in the 1960s must never happen again. Yes, we are independent. And I want you to look at this flag. Beautiful flag, isn't it? But this flag does not mean one people, one nation, one destiny. This flag is similar differences for the flag of Ghana, Accra, Ghana, where 90% or 98% of the black people came from. That is why you have Kofi as your freedom fighter, because that was his name. And I also think he was a Muslim, but I'm not going to touch into the religious sectors of the man, background or his philosophy. But he fought against colonial master. Mr. Kijolo still standing in Parliament building. Instead of they clean him up, he's getting green, you know. I don't know if he's motoring. And Damien still on the Essequibo coast with his hands stretched out. Then we have seen where political power put us. Yes, it is nice to represent your race, your culture, your language. But when your leaders become vindictive, corrupt, and destructive to you, we got a problem. It has proven to you, the black people in Guyana, that Barnum was not for black people. He was for political power. And he was rated the 2nd richest black man in the world, according to Ebony magazine, during that time, which he banned. Fellow citizen, Walter Radney was a young black man, an historian. One of the world's greatest, came from the soil of Guyana. Wrote many books, how Europe underdeveloped Africa, and something to do with Guinea. But when he went to Jamaica, he was also there rebelling against the government there, and he was deported back to Guyana, his original place. Unfortunately, a black man like Barnum, who'd been pushing black power, accepting black people leadership, helped to kill a black man by the name of Walter Radney, a historian. All because of his ideology and his philosophy. A man who speaks for peace, a man who speaks for togetherness. Then Winnie, another member of the WPA. Then Dublin, another member of the WPA. And not forgetting David Hines, who was jailed at the airport where they said that they found gun in him. Until now we don't know. But nevertheless, thank God he's alive. And young Karen de Souza, who many times was harassed by the police department. Not forgetting Bonita Harris and Dyer and many, many more. Omar Wali, Rupert Rupnarayan, and all these guys. Yet, after the death of the late Walter Radney, the WPA have suffered a significant blow. But Guyana have lost a leader, a father, a brother, a friend. Someone who would neutralize and bring the people together. And during that period of time, since you witnessed what happened, Mr. Ramjatan was a strong PPP member. Mr. Nagamoto was a strong PPP member. They would have defended that party even if you had to kill them. Mr. Trotman was defending the PNC. Whether you like it or not, he has seen race and he has seen political power. He has tasted the ability what is power. I'm going to deal with the AFC after fooling the country or after fooling the coolie. After the AFC formed, there was an American guy by the name of Dick Morris who supported them, being with them all in Guyana, helped them out a lot. But Dick Morris take a chance because I know those crocodile only say one thing and do something else. Then there's a young woman up in the East Coast, I think she was a magistrate, an Indian woman, who campaigned viciously for this AFC. And they had a little bickering between the party and her. Not long after, acid was thrown on the woman. I want Ramjatan, Tratman, and Nagamutu to tell me who do it. Now, if none of them knows, was it because she was a magistrate or whatever, and maybe she have given a wrong decision? But I'm going to tell you something. I have an idea who do it. You see, what your politician must understand, when money talks, there's no friend involved. And people just repent, the family who know the stock. But I'm not going to tell you who do it yet, because there's a lot of you going to jail soon when the time comes. And all them money all thieving and putting foreign banks, all of you politicians so far, and blaming one another. If you, the Guyanese people, Indian and black, sit down and stop your fighting and your ignorantness, you will listen what the PPP talk about APNU. Write it down or record it. You will listen what they talk about AFC. Write it down and record it. And if you want a fair bet, listen what APNU say about the PPP. Write it down and record it. And listen what AFC also talk about the PPP. Write it down, record it, and listen to it. Friends, now you have a decision. If the three of them are fighting each other, you don't need to fight no more. I am telling you. APNU don't want the PPP in power and they're blaming them for corruption, and maybe they're right. Because we have seen what's happening, but we are seeing development at the same time. AFC don't want them to spend money, and they're talking the same thing, corruption, and I don't blame them, maybe they're right. But let me deal with the PNC who destroyed the country. Destroyed the three-county train station and the train line. It was alleged that Burnham gave the best part of the train to an African nation for pull copper. And the train, some of the train line went to Cuba. Hey, if it is true, think of it. Any industrialized country need a train. Look at your military force, 99.9% black. Isn't that true, Mr. David Ranger? Look at the police force. And to be honest, if that is not racism, then I would not like to know what is humanism. But, fellow citizen, why is AFC, Mr. Ramjatan, so upset when the PPP want to help the Amerindian with 1-point-something billion? There are 10 tribes, man. And it's their country, Ramjatan. Come on, Nagamutu. That's these people country. Why y'all didn't oppose the PNC when y'all was given away approximately 500,000 US a year? It was alleged, I think it was. 500,000 to help freedom fighters, as people killing people, to liberate Africa. And you were right, because they're black like you. But who go to help the Amerindian? Remember, you got Brazil, Venezuela, Suriname, French Guyana, the indigenous people, that is their country. The same way you get help, and you help South Africa and you help Africa, others will help them. You are numbered. It's short. You may have the guns today, but look around your border. They outnumber you if they listen to a man like me and make the right deal. But I can promise you, all of you will be tried for crime. Leave the PPP alone. Support them to do what they're doing. It's better to have a light than to have none at all. It's better to have a road than have none at all. Don't blame the PPP for corruption. South Rumwell and all them places were born and built up for your own people. Tell me what happened. Look at some of you Indians who even support the PNC. Fellow citizens, I call upon you today to join hands and hold hands together with black and Indian. Put your differences aside and take it from Karaya. All 65 of them in parliament are corrupt. None of them is your friends. They are fighting over who must get what and who mustn't get what. At least with the PPP, you've seen what happening. I know Barry Jack, their little boy become president. He make a lot of mistakes. A lot. First review with a woman he married and he said he didn't marry. Will he swallow that? Because it's not your daughter nor your sister. But friends, there's a God and time. Let's work together and save Guyana from the catastrophe it is in. We have to do what is right. If not, our country is in trouble. First, thanking you for listening to me, but I'll continue this with another 10 minutes video. But I want you to understand, you can kill George Garay if you want, but this investigation will start immediately. This will not be the late water Radney. Think of it.